All right, so I think we can all admit that there were a lot of highs and lows when it comes to round 20 of the 2025 AFL season. Again, if you're a St Kilda fan, you're probably jumping up and down, doing jumping jacks, whatever freaking exercise Arnold used to do as a warm-up for benching 200 million kilos. Again, that's what you're probably doing as a Saints fan, while if you are, I don't know, a Melbourne fan, you're probably sitting there trying to consume as many tubs of Ben and Jerry's as you possibly can while you cry yourself to sleep. Again, it's just that round that we've had. A lot of teams had good games, a lot of teams, not so much. Again, shout out North Melbourne. But we're here now for round 21 of the season. Again, a lot to talk about because the season right now is, I think, currently fading away for some teams. Some teams are probably not performing as to what they would want to, and some teams, like the first team we're about to talk about in the first game, is the Western Bulldogs taking on the GWS Giants in the first game. Some teams, like the Dogs, really have to continue just to absolutely push as hard as they can because, as we know right now, the Dogs they're basically almost 2 games out of the 8. Like, I think the top 8 is probably solidified now. Like, Gold Coast are 8th on 48 points, while Freo, GWS, Hawthorn, Geelong are all on 52. And again, the reason I say the Dogs are basically 2 games out is because Gold Coast get to play the Bombers like twice to finish the year off. And I don't think they're going to be losing either of those games, to be honest. So, again, the Dogs basically can't put a foot wrong here. They're playing the GWS Giants at Marvel Stadium, and this is a very tricky one because, as we know, the Dogs haven't been that good against top 8 teams, and I think they've only beat 1 in the top 8, so that is highly concerning for them, while GWS they're playing a bit better footy. I mean, I don't know how they were down by so much against Sydney and then just decided to turn into the Incredible Hulk and smash them, but that's what the Giants basically did, and I think this could be very similar, probably not to that extent of a smashing, but I think it'll be a close game. But ultimately, I believe the Giants will get the job done against the Doggies here. They just have not been good enough against teams in the top 8. And again, there's nothing really pointing towards me actually going and tipping them. There's not really many reasons besides that they absolutely can't afford to lose a game from now on. But I don't really know. Again, we got a really good game though on Friday night at Adelaide Oval. We got the Adelaide Crows versus Hawthorn. I mean, yeah, this is massive for both teams. Like, Hawthorn still want to make the top 4. Adelaide want to stay in the top 4. Again, even if they do lose this, they're quite solidified in there right now. At second position, on 146 percentage. That is crazy. I can't remember many teams having a percentage that insane, but here we are. Again, this is going to be a close one. I mean, Hawthorn, I think, will come out and play pretty well. Like, they've been playing some pretty good footy as of late. Probably should have beaten the Blues by a little bit more last week. But I mean, I think they'll be competitive here. But I mean, yeah, Adelaide are just playing absolutely insane. Like, again, I've been a little bit of a doubter on Adelaide for a lot of the early parts of the year. But they really proved me wrong, and they are showing that they could be an absolute contender. I mean, this year, again, do I think they will be? No. But so far, every time I've said that they won't be as good as what people are saying this year, they've proved me wrong. So, because I've said that, you Adelaide fans can thank me. They're probably going to go on and win the freaking flag now. But again, I'm going to be tipping Adelaide to beat the Hawks here. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting one again. We got the battle of arguably the 2 worst teams in the game right now. I probably won't say 2 worst teams, because, I mean, North Melbourne exists, but you got Melbourne versus West Coast. I mean, I've spoken about it before, and this is at Marvel Stadium, by the way. West Coast have been so bad this year. Like, the fact that their rebuild actually looked pretty promising at the start of the year, and it's kind of really turned on its head due to a lot of different reasons. Again, it's not great, but also you look at Melbourne, there is no reason for them to be playing this poor footy at times, throughout the last couple games. I mean, dropping that game to St Kilda was bad. Like, there are a ton of premiership players from Melbourne who are still playing. There are a ton of really solid players who should absolutely be in their prime at Melbourne, and they're just not doing that good. Again, I don't know if that's because the competition has gone past them, because of the coach, because of every other off-field thing that's happened. Again, is Clayton Oliver's heart really in it with them? I don't know. Is Christian Petrarca's heart really in it with them? I don't know. Again, a lot of issues with them here. I mean, it's at Marvel Stadium, and realistically, Melbourne shouldn't lose this game because West Coast are, I mean, they're bad. They are very bad, but again, I don't expect them to lose. I'll still be tipping Melbourne here. Again, Gold Coast versus Richmond at Gold Coast. Again, for any of you who are wondering if this will be an interesting game, just because Richmond have played really well in their last 3 games, I'm here to tell you it probably won't be. As a massive Richmond fan, I'm here to recognise and bring other Tigers fans back to reality. The Gold Coast are arguably the best home team in the game. They don't really lose that much on their home ground. And I mean, the reality is that Richmond beating them at Marvel earlier in the year was a great win. But at the end of the day, I think Gold Coast have even leveled up even more than what they have since then. Richmond have as well. Like, they're actually playing really good footy. But Gold Coast are just such a good home team, and they play really well against bad teams at their home ground. I think this could be Richmond's first smashing in a couple, like probably a month or so. Like, I can't remember the last time they got flogged. They've actually been playing really good footy, as I just said. And I mean, they're honestly looking like they're not even the 17th, 18th, freaking 16th, maybe not even the 15th worst team in the game. That's how good they've actually been looking. But again, I don't see them doing that well here. I think Gold Coast will drop them off. Again, Sydney versus Essendon. I mean, Sydney are having a disappointing season. I don't know what the hell happened last week. I mean, Essendon, they've just really young. There's not much to talk about with this game. It's not really that exciting or a whole lot going on. You just got 2 teams that are, I mean, I wouldn't say middle of the row. I mean, Essendon are 15th and yeah, Sydney are 10th. And again, Sydney just have a lot more players available. They're a lot more ready to go into this game. They should get the win. I mean, a blockbuster right here. Collingwood versus Brisbane at the G. I mean, you could honestly be seeing the 2 grand final teams go up against each other here, because reality is they're probably the 2 best teams in the league right now. I mean, Collingwood had 2 really close losses as of late. They managed to get the win over the Tigers. Again, didn't look super convincing over Richmond, but there was very trying weather conditions. Again, Brisbane, they've been good. I mean, losing to Gold Coast by so much at Gold Coast home ground is terrible. But at the end of the day, sometimes that happens. And Gold Coast, I mean, they're very good at home, as I've mentioned earlier. Again, I'm not going to be tipping Brisbane here, even though I think Brisbane are actually a really good MCG team nowadays. I will be tipping Collingwood, but this should be the game of the round. I am really hoping that it absolutely is. Again, we got St Kilda versus North Melbourne. St Kilda are coming off that absolutely insane win, which should be giving them so much momentum. And again, they realistically should be going in this game against North, like really good, in great spirits. While North, I mean, let's all be honest here, right? North have arguably the worst backline I have nearly seen in the history of the game. The only backline that could probably be worse than North's right now is the backline they had over the last couple years. But I mean, if you look at their halfbacks, Colby McKercher, Caleb Daniel, and Finn O'Sullivan, there is not a defensive bone in any of their bodies. Again, Caleb Daniel used to be an elite pressure player, but he's nowhere near the guy he used to be right now. Again, Finn O'Sullivan has got no defense in him whatsoever. Colby McKercher has very minimal defense in him. And then you got their key backs of like Griffin Logue, who is terrible at the moment. I mean, there's so many other guys in there that are just playing really shit. Yeah, I mean, St Kilda should realistically destroy them here. And I mean, North they're looking terrible, but it's okay. At least they have at least they have pick 2, which they can finally go and draft a defender with. Oh, wait. Never mind. Richmond have that. Like, shit, what the hell are they doing? Again, moving on, we got Geelong versus Port Adelaide. I mean, this is an opportunity for Jeremy Cameron to kick another 10 if he really wants. That guy is playing elite footy. One of the best forwards I have realistically ever seen. Like, I've seen some great forwards over the time. I mean, Jack Riewoldt, Matthew Richardson, Tom Hawkins, obviously, Josh Kennedy, Buddy Franklin. I mean, people forget how goated Tom Lynch used to be at one stage. Even Charlie Curnow, but goddamn, Jeremy Cameron, he's getting to the point where he's right nearly at the top of that list alongside Buddy. He is playing insane footy. And the realistic thing is, he's probably got like 18 years left in him because he plays for Geelong. I mean, Port Adelaide are no good at the moment. And Geelong are really trying to solidify themselves as a top 4 team. It's at GMHBA. I think Geelong, yeah, they should get the win here. Again, we got Fremantle versus Carlton at Optus. I mean, another game for Fremantle just to absolutely lock themselves in the 8, but try and continue to rise up and make the 4. Again, Carlton are not playing too great as of late. They actually played alright last game though, but they're kind of, you know, they've got the white flag going on right now. Their season is well and truly over. They're trying to figure out what's going on in the off season. I mean, if Freo win this, it actually does put them in the top 4, I believe. Again, they could even be trying to go for a percentage booster here. Some teams have been beating Carlton really bad, and that's what Fremantle could try and do. Again, I'm tipping the Dockers here. I don't think it'll be much contest, but I'm interested to see how the Blues go. Again, I'd very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section down below. What are your tips for, this week? Do you guys agree with mine or do you disagree? Do you think there'll be any upsets? What's going on? Again, I'd very much like to know. Of course, subscribe to this channel for all those sports content news, my gaming/movie channel, which will be linked down below as well. And yeah, go follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. Links for them will all be in the description down below. But yeah, as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.